Hello everyone, welcome to iQuanta. My name is Nathan. I'm sure all of you are doing great. Guys, this is the third video of ratio and proportion. In the last video when we had met, we had done some important concept of ratio and proportion with some important application as well. In this video, we'll continue one very important concept of the topic ratios, which is called the partnership. Alright, so in this concept partnership, first we'll understand the type of the partnership, and then yes, we'll be learning some very important applications as well. So there are two kind of partnership. The first kind of partnership is called the simple partnership. The second one is called the compound partnership. First of all, what partnership is, guys? A partnership is the same, which everyone will understand that a business and there some investors are doing some partnership among themselves, right? So in simple partnership, what happens when all the investor, all the partners invest for the same time period? Okay, so this kind of partnership is called the simple partnership, right? And on the other hand, the compound partnership, in which the people or the partners do not invest for the same time period, right? So such kind of partnership is called the compound partnership. All right, do not invest for same time period. All right, now how does it work mathematically, or I should say how does it work in terms of the numbers? So guys, basically in this concept we work on the profit obtained by the different investors, right? And that can be obtained by on the basis of the amount of investment they have done, number one. Number two, for how much time period they have invested their money, right? Number two, and yes, that can also affect, that can also that can also work on the point that if someone is doing some work in terms of managing the business or not. Right now we are considering they are only investing, they are not managing, okay? And on that basis, let's understand how the profit will be distributed. So guys, let me write a few simple things. What actually happens in this case? Okay, suppose I take a few assumptions, right? Let's say the partners, okay, their names are, let's say, A, B and C, okay, and the amount of money which they are investing, right, let's say that is IA for A, IB for Mr. B, and IC for Mr. C, right? And the amount of profit which they make in the end, let's say it is PA, PB, and PC. Simple as that, right? So what is the concept? Let me tell you, the concept is very simple. We shall say that the ratio of profits is nothing but the ratio of the investments. All right, is nothing but the ratio of the investment, because they are investing for the same time period. That's why the time period for whatever they are investing, it does not making any role in this concept. All right, because they are investing for the same time period, so only thing which matters is the amount of investment which they have done. So in this case, you see we have three partners and their profits are PA, PB and PC. So we shall say what? The ratio of their profits is equal to the ratio of investment. That means PA is to PB is to PC, has to be IA is to IB is to IC. That is, the investment ratio. Simple. Let's understand with the help of one example, and then I'll come back to the compound partnership as well. Guys, the very first example on the simple partnership is that ABC invests rupees 5,000, 10,000 and 20,000 respectively for 3 years each. Okay, find their respective profits if the total profit they make is rupees 1,400. Alright guys, so as I said, simple partnership in which people should invest for the same time period. In this also you see that everybody is investing for 3 years. So we can directly use this concept that ratio of the profit is the ratio of the investment. All right, let me write this ratio of the profit. That means PA is to PB is to PC should be the ratio of the investments, which is, guys, how much? Okay, let me write this is first, right? Investment for A is rupees 5,000, for Mr. B is rupees 10,000, and for Mr. C is rupees 20,000. So we can easily find out the ratio of them, right guys? What it should be? Okay, 5,000, if you take common, it must be 1:2:4, very obvious, right? And what is the sum of the profits, guys? The sum of the profit is 1,400, right? The sum of their profits is 1,400, and the ratio of their profits is 1:2:4. So guys, very simple thing which you have to do is to distribute the total profit 1,400. Okay, we have to distribute the total profit 1,400 in the ratio of 1:2:4, which is one easy job, right guys? Distributing 1,400 in the ratio 1:2:4. Okay, luckily 1 + 2 + 4 is 7, and here this total is 1,400. So 7 of the assumption is 1,400 of the real. That means one of the assumption is 200 of the real. All right, that means the profit of A, which is 1, should be exactly 200. All right, the profit of B, which is 2, should be 2 × 200, which is 400, and the profit of C, which is 4, must be 4 × 200, which means 800. So okay, these kind of things we have done a lot in the previous sessions of the ratios. I'm sure you guys know these things, right? If you are doing it for the first time, then you can go back in the ratio videos and check how have I taught, simplifying such kind of equations to get the values. All right. Okay, so that is about the simple partnership. Now let's quickly learn about the compound partnership as well. All right, so here again guys, I'm assuming the partners and their investments and the profits and also the time period for which they are investing, because in this case the time period for which they invest must be the different. All right, so investment and then the time period for which they invest. Now the last thing is their profits. All right. Okay guys, let's write this. So the partner's name, again I'm taking A, B and C. All right, the investment is again IA, IB and IC, and the time period for which they invest are TA, TB and TC, and the amount of profit which they make should be PA, PB and PC. All right. Now let's use this concept, right? Last time guys, there was no time period, or you can say the time period was same. So in this concept, the time period was not having any role, but here it will be. Let me write the concept. This time it will be the ratio of the profit, right? Must be what? It must be the ratio of the product. The product means multiplication, right? Product of the investment and respective time period, okay, and the respective time periods. All right guys, so this is what the meaning of the this concept. Let me write this in equation form as well, in the ratio form. So we'll say the ratio of the profit means PA is to PB is to PC must be, what did I write guys? Ratio of the product of the investment and the respective time periods. Okay, so product of the investment and respective time period. For example, investor A, his investment is IA, his time period is TA, so we multiplied the investment amount and the time period for which the investor A invested, right? Similarly, we do for B and C as well. So for B, we'll say IB into TB, right? And similarly for C, we'll say IC into TC, and then the ratio of all these products must be the ratio of their profits. All right guys, so this is the concept compound partnership. Let's do one thing. Let's quickly do one example on this as well, just like we did for simple partnership, right? The example says guys, there are three partners ABC who invest 5,000, 10,000 and 20,000 for 1 year, 9 months and 6 months respectively. Find out their respective profits if the total profit they make is rupees 2,700. Simple question guys, right? So first I'll write the same relation, that the ratio of the profits should be the product of the, or I should say the ratio of the product of the investment and the time period of all of them one by one, right? Like IA into TA is to IB into TB is to the IC into TC. All right guys, first thing first. Now writing their investment and the time period which is given to us. For example, the investment of A is 5,000. The time period of A is 1 year, which I'll write as 12 months, because guys, the other people's time period is given in months. So the time period of A I'll say is 12, simple, right? Okay, the time period of B is 10,000. Okay, and sorry, the investment of B is 10,000. Time period of B is 9 months, simple. And the investment of C is how much? Let's write the investment of C is 20,000. Okay, and the time period of C is given to us 6 months. That's it. Now we'll find the ratio of them. All right guys, so 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Again, 5,000 is common, so it should be 1 is to 2 is to 4, right? Now in this 6, 9 and 12, 3 is common, right? So 3 2s are, 3 3s are, and 3 4s are once again. All right guys, now look at this. What is happening here? We have 1 into 4, which will be 4, is to 2 into 3, which is 6, is to 4 into 2, which is 8. So guys, again you see 2 is common in this for sure. So it will be 2 is to 3 is to 4. All right guys, so this we shall say is the ratio of the profits of them, which we shall say is 2 is to 3 is to 4. All right, and the second thing is the sum of their profits, which is given to us how much is rupees 2,700. So we shall say what guys, the total profit is 2,700, which we have to distribute among the 3 people in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4. Simple. So the last job is to distribute 2,700 in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4, which is an easy thing to do, right? Let's assume the profits are 2, 3, 4. The sum will be 9, and this is 2,700. So 9 is equivalent to 2,700. That means 1 is equivalent to 300. So 2 must be equivalent to 600. All right. 3 must be equivalent to 900, and 4 must be equivalent to 1,400, right guys? So this is how we got the profit of each one of them like this. Okay, you can in fact cross check the ratio is 2 is to 3 is to 4. Yes, The sum should be 2700, which is also matching. Okay, so this is how we understood these two, kind of partnerships with their examples. Now we'll be doing some more interesting and difficult applications of this concept, one by one, level by level, right? So this is question number 1. Let me tell you one thing, guys. If in any question they are not mentioning the time periods of the people, then we always assume that their time period is same, and hence that kind of partnership will be the simple partnership. All right, just like in this question number 1, it says that A and B started a business with a capital in the ratio of 8:9. If the profit of A is rupees 40,000, then find out the total profit of both of them. All right, so A and B started with a capital in the ratio this. Profit of A is given. We have to find the profit of both of them together. So guys, in this question, you see the time period is not given. So as I mentioned, if the time period is not given, such kind of partnership is called the simple partnership, because we assume the time period must be equal, simple. And if the time period is equal or the partnership is a simple, then simple concept, the ratio of the profit is to be the ratio of the investments, right? P is to PB is I is to IB, simple. And guys, the investment means the capital is given to us as 8:9, right? So that means the ratio of the profits must also be 8:9, number one thing, right? And they are given the profit of A is this, we have to find the total profit. Okay guys, profit of A is given 40,000, but according to us, the ratio of the profit is given 8:9, right? Okay, let me write this. Profit of A is given rupees 40,000. So guys, with the help of this, we can find the profit of B easily, and then we can add them. Or we can do one more thing, since the ratio is given, all right? The ratio, we have found the ratio of the profits of A and B, so we can assume the profits of them with the help of the ratio. Let the profit of A is rupees 8, and let the profit of B is rupees 9 with the help of the ratio, all right? Now, a lot of people do what? People find the profit of B and then add their profits. Guys, we can do one more thing actually, okay? Remember, what is the final question is the total profit. So why don't we say the total profit like this? The profit of A is 8, the profit of B is 9. So the total profit of them must be, 17. All right, simple. And just find the total profit in the end. Why do we find the profit of B? All right, that can also save some time. Okay, coming to the solution finally, the profit of A we know is, the actual profit of A we know is 40,000. In assumption, his profit is how much? 8. So 8 of the assumption is 40,000 of the real. That means, everybody, that means from this we can say that one of the assumption must be 5,000 of the real, right? Simple. 40 by 8 is 5,000. So if one of the assumption is 5, that means, 17 of the assumption must be what? Again, unitary method. 1 is 5,000, so 17 must be, we shall say 17 into 5,000. What is 17 into 5,000? 17 5 is 85, so this must be 85,000. Simple as that, right guys? So this should be the answer of this particular question, right? Simple question, okay? Now, let's increase the level. As I said, we'll increase the level with every question, all right? Question number 2 says that Gupta and Bansal enters into a partnership, okay, with a capital in the ratio 5:6, all right? At the end of the 8 months, Mr. Gupta withdraws his capital. If they receive the profit in the ratio of 5:9, then find out how long Bansal's capital was used. All right. They started it together in the ratio of 5:6 as a capital, right? After 8 months, Mr. Gupta withdraws his capital. Okay, he withdraws all of his capital. Fine, but obviously Mr. Bansal is still doing the business. Now they are saying they receive the profit in the ratio of this. Find out how long Mr. Bansal's capital was being invested. All right. So this is a case of compound partnership. Since we are not sure. In fact, we know that Mr. Gupta invests for 8 months, but we are not sure about Mr. Bansal. So we'll be assuming in the beginning that the money is being invested for the different time periods. That means we'll be assuming this is the compound partnership. And in compound partnership, the basic concept is what? That the ratio of the profit should be the ratio of the product of the investment and the time periods, right? So the ratio of the profit of Mr. Gupta and Mr. Bansal should be what? Ratio of the product of the investment of Mr. Gupta and the time period of Mr. Bansal, right? Mr. Gupta and Mr. Bansal, simple. So investment of Mr. Gupta and time period of Mr. Gupta is to investment of Mr. Bansal into time period of Mr. Bansal. This is what should be the ratio of the profits of these two. The ratio of the profit of these two is given to us 5:9, all right. The investment of them is in the ratio of 5:6. So we can do one thing, we can assume the investment as 5:6 as well, 5 and 6 as well, right? Let's say the investment of Mr. Gupta is 5. His time period is given to us 8 months. I'll write 8 here, is to Let the investment of Mr. Bansal is 6 and the time period of Mr. Bansal we do not know. So we can definitely find the time period of Mr. Bansal with the help of this relation. Let me show you how. Alright, if I write this in the form of the fractions for a while, okay, so that I can cancel a few terms. So what shall we get? 5 into 8 upon 6 into TB. Alright, so you see that 5 got cancelled. Okay, among 6 and 9, 3 will be cancelled, and again 2 and 8 will get, simplified further. So TB should go here, and that 3 should go here. So 4 into 3, that means 12 months should be the time period for which the capital of Mr. Bansal has been used. So we'll say what? Mr. Bansal's capital was used for 12 months or 1 year, right? So this is how we can solve this easy question, I would say, right? Let's move further. Now let's increase the level a little bit more. The question this time says what? That A started the business with 50,000 and B joined him after a few months. Okay, so now people are not starting the business together, they're starting the business one after the other, you can say, right? So A started the business with 50,000 rupees and B joined him after a few months with rupees 60,000, right? Now they're saying at the end of the year, A gets rupees 2,000 as a profit and B gets 1,600 as a profit. Okay, now find after how many months Mr. B joined Mr. A in this particular business. All right, so what shall we do? One thing is sure, that they have not worked in this business for the same time period. Why? Because the profit is given, actually at the end of the year. It was mentioned actually, right? At the end of the year, A gets this and B gets this, right? And A started in the beginning, but B started after a few months. So one thing is sure, that they are not investing for the same time period, and hence such kind of partnership will be the compound partnership. So we'll apply the formula of the compound partnership, which was what, guys? Remember, the ratio of the profits of them should be the ratio of the product of the investment and the time period of these two people, right? IA into TA is to IB into TB. Okay, now writing the values one by one. Okay, so remember the profit of A is rupees 2,000. Okay, the profit of B is given to us rupees 1,600. That should be 5:4, right? Dividing by 400. Investment of Mr. A is given to us 50,000. All right. The time period of A is what? Remember, guys, A started since the beginning, and the profit is calculated at the end of the year. That means A has invested for the whole year, or we shall say for the whole 12 months, right? So the time period of A is, we shall say 12 months, simple. The investment of Mr. B is given to us 60,000. All right. 60,000. The time period of Mr. B we do not know. That's in fact the whole question is all about. All right, so I'll put here into TB. Okay, and then what next, guys? See, 2,000 and 1,600 divided by 400, this should be 5:4. Okay, 50,000 and 60,000 divided by 10,000, this is 5 and this is 6, right? And one more thing, guys, 12 can be simplified by 6, so this must be 2. Okay, so in the end what shall we have? We'll say we have 5:4 is equals to what? 5 into 2, which is 10, all right, is to what? Is to 6 got cancelled, is to only TB, right? And this 5 will get cancelled with this 2, all right? So 1:4 is equal to basically 2:TB, right? And what should be the value of TB? If we do the cross multiplication, let me write like this. 1/4 is equal to 2 upon TB. So TB has to be there, and 4 into 2 will be 8 months, right? Because the time period of A was given in the months, so the time period of B should also be in the months. Yes, so we can say what, guys? And B has invested in this business for 8 months. B invested in the business for the 8 months. But guys, that's not the question. The question is that after how many months did B join? Remember, B joined after a few months, then A. Okay, and the profit is given till the end, by the end of the year, right? So he started after a few months and worked till the end of the year, we can say that. And Mr. B has worked for 8 months. That means in the first 4 months, B was not there. That means B has joined after, 4 months, right, guys? We shall say what? That Mr. B has joined the business after the first 4 months. That was the question. That is the answer of this question. All right, let's move. Let's increase the level a bit more. As you see, every question is giving something new to learn, right? In this question, again, we'll be learning something new. The question says what? That A and B enters into a partnership with rupees 50 and 60,000 respectively. Okay, C joins them after X months, X with the variable, right? Contributing 70,000, and B leaves X months before the end of the year, okay, again the total time is the end of the year, we can say that, right? If they share the profit in this ratio 18, 12, 21, okay, then find out the value of X. The question is about finding the value of X. Okay guys, one thing is sure that this is not the simple partnership, this is the compound partnership, right? So we should write the ratio formula of the profits of A, B and C. So we shall say what? That PA is to PB is to PC is IA into TA is to IB into TB is to IC into TC. Alright, let's put the values now, right? They have already given the ratio of the profits, good for us. 20 is to 18 is to 21. Look at the investments, we know the investments as well, 50, 16, 70,000 of each one of them in this order, right? Let's start writing. The investment of A is 50,000. What about the time period? That's the main key, right? Because X also is a part of the time period in this question, right? So guys, A started, in fact A and B both started since the beginning, right? And the profit is given till the end. But what happened in between? Okay, nothing happened with A, right? A started since the beginning and worked, or you can say in the business till the end. So A was in the part of the business for the whole 12 months, right? What about B, guys? Let's write the amount of B, 60,000. Okay, now look at B. Mr. B started from the beginning, right? But he leaves X months before the end of the year. Okay, so he started since the beginning but leaves X months before. Total time period is 12 months, but he left before X months. So that means he was the part of the business for 12 minus X months, right guys? I hope you understand. He was the part of the business for 12 minus X months. Let's put in the bracket, okay? And this, let's say, in a closed bracket, simple. Alright guys, now let's think about C. Let me change this nature of bracket as well. Okay, now let's look about C, guys. So what happened with C? Mr. C invested 70,000, alright. What is his time period? Let's see that. So Mr. C was not there in the beginning, right? C joins them after X months, right? C joined them after X months. That means he was also the part of the business for 12 minus X months, because he joined after X months and was there till the end, right? So very simple, guys. C was the part of the business for 12 minus X months. All right. So we got one more thing, guys. Okay. So by the help of this, we can try to solve the question. That means we can try to get the value of X right. Okay. Let's see how shall we do. First thing, 50, 60, 70,000, 10,000 is common. Okay. So we can try to cancel this. 20 is to 18 is to 21, right? It should be, as I said, we'll cancel by 10,000. This will be 5 into 12. All right, this should be what? This should be 6 into 12 minus X. All right, and this should be 7 is to 12 minus X. All right, all right. Now guys, look at this. In this, either we use the ratio of A and B, right? Then also we'll get the value of X. Or we use the profit ratio of the profit of A and C, then also we'll get the answer. But if we use a ratio of the profit of B and C, then we shall not get the answer, right? But if we use the ratio of A and B or A and C, we will get the answer with both of them. Let me do one thing. Yeah, let me solve in the next slide. Okay. So guys, I'm using only for A and B. Okay. I'm using only for A and B, right? Okay. So for A and B, it's 20 is to 18. First thing, right? Let me write here 20 is to 18. And in the right hand side, we shall say what? 5 into 12. Alright, 5 into 12 is to what? Is to, we shall say 6 into 12 minus X, right? 6 into 12 minus X. Let's see what shall we get with the help of this. Alright guys, so 12 and 18, 2 is common. So we shall say 10 and 9, 10 upon 9. I'm writing like this. Over here, let me write 5 into 12. Okay, in fact, 6 can be cancelled. I'll do it in the next step. Okay. 12 minus X. So yes, 12 by 6 is 2. 5 into 2 is completely 10. So whole numerator got cancelled out, right? And in denominator, it's 9 is 12 minus X. So, doing the cross multiplication, we shall say 12 minus X is equal to 9. And what? In the end, we shall say, 12 minus 9 is equals to X. That means the value of X is nothing but 3, we shall say. The question is to get the value of X. We found the value of X after all of this, solving. So guys, this was one of the very nice question of this particular topic, partnership. Let's move to the next question. Let's learn something new with the next question, right? The next question says that A and B invest in a business for 9 and 8 months respectively. Okay, B invests rupees 500 less than A. Okay, and profit of B is rupees 200 less than the profit of A. Out of the total profit rupees 1000, find their respective investments. All right, this time they're asking about the investments, right? They have given a hint that B's investment is 500 less than the investment of A. Okay, and we have two hints about the profits. What is the hint, guys? The profit of B is 200 less than the profit of A, out of the total profit rupees 1000, right? So total profit which A and B make is 1000, and the difference of their profit is 200, right, guys? So if I just make, two equations for them, right? So what shall we have? B is 200 less than A, right? That means the profit of A is more. Clearly, the profit of A is 200 more than the profit of B, and the total profit which they make is 1000. That means the sum of the profits of them must be 1000, right? Now, with the help of these two guys, we shall get the value of P and PB, number one, right? These two are so easy equations, guys, right? You can add the equation, you will get the values of P and PB one by one. Or if you do some hit and trial, then also you will get the values of P and PB. How? You can read like this. The sum of them is 1000 and difference of them is 200, right? If you do some hit and trial, let's say you say 900 and 100, then the difference will be 800, not 200, right? If you say 800 and 200, the sum will be 1000, difference will be 600, not 200. If you say 7 and 300, the difference will be 400, not 200. And if you say 6 and 4, right, now the difference will be 200, right? So we shall say with the help of this that the profit of A must be 600, okay, and the profit of B must be 400. Simple, right? So this is how we gotten the profits of A and B, right? And guys, now we will start working on the same logic, right? Remember, they are not investing for the same time period. That means this is also the compound partnership, right? Let me write the logic of the compound partnership. That means PA is to PB, all right, is IA into TA is to IB into TB, all right, yeah. Then what is the ratio of the profits? The profit are 600 and 400. The ratio is clearly 3:2. I can write it directly, right? The investment of Mr. A is how much? The investment of Mr. A, we do not know, right? The time period of Mr. A we know is 9 months. Okay, going for B, investment of Mr. B, we do not know. The time period of Mr. B is 8 months, right, guys? Now we will get the ratio of their investments with the help of this. Let me write like this: 3 upon 2, IA into 9 divided by IB into 8, all right, okay. Now what? We shall say 3 3s are 9 and 2 4s are 8, okay. Now taking the numbers to the other side, we shall say IA is to IB how much? See guys, 4 goes here, 3 comes over here, so this must be 4:3. Okay, so we got the ratio of their investment 4:3. We are given one more thing, guys, that remember we were given that B invests 500 less than A, right? That means the investment of A is 500 more than the investment of B, right? So now we have these two data, guys. With the help of this, we have to find the investments of A and B, and we can do it easily, right? We have done these kind of things in the ratio topic in previous sessions, okay. So we shall say what? With the ratio, if you assume investment of A is 4, investment of B is 3, the investment of A is 1 more than the investment of B. But in real, the investment of A is 500 more than the investment of B. So one of the assumption is 500 of the real. That means 4 of the assumption is 4 into 500, which means 2000 of the real. And the investment of B, which is 3 into 500, means 1500 of the real, right? So this is, guys, how we can find the investments of Mr. A and Mr. B in this particular, question, right? You can see everything is, all the data are matching as well. All right, let's move to the next part. Okay, guys, in this problem, what will happen that the investment of people will keep changing. All right, let me read this. The question says that ABC starts a business by investing rupees 3000, 4000 and 2000 respectively. Okay, then they are saying that A withdraw rupees 500 after 8 months, B withdraw rupees 1000 after 7 months, C invest rupees 1000 more after 9 months. So you can see the investment of the people are keep changing, right? Something different. Now the question is, find out their respective profit if the profit at the end of the year which they make is rupees 4160. All right. How shall we do this, guys? Okay. Okay, clearly this is, you can say the question in which the investment are changing, and you can say what the investment of A for the 8 months is something else, for the next 4 months is something else. Why am I saying next 4 months? Because the total time period is given 1 year, as you can read the language. Okay, so investment of the people are different for the different time periods, right? So we shall use what? We'll use the concept of the compound partnership in a way, okay, but that too in a very interesting manner. Let me show you how. Okay, let's start writing the ratio of the profits. First work on A, right? So guys, Mr. A started with 3000. You can see that, right? Mr. A, in fact, I can write this here, right? Let me write this thing here. First, if I discuss about A, okay, so what happened with Mr. A? He started with 3000, but after 8 months, he withdrawn 500, okay? He withdrawn 500. What does it mean, guys? For the 8 months, for the first 8 months, we shall say what? His investment was rupees 3000, okay? But for the next, or you can say the last 4 months, because the total time period is, 12 months, 1 year, right? His investment got reduced by 500. That means now his investment will be 2500, right? So in the same way, we can say about B and C as well, right? Maybe I do not need to write this thing, okay? I wrote it for A because we are doing something like this for the very first time, okay? Similar thing we can do for B. Let me speak it, right? B does what? B started with rupees 4000 but withdrawn after 7 months. So his investment for the first 7 months is 4000, but for the last 5 months it will be 3000 because he withdraws 1000 rupees now, right? From 4000. Similarly for C, he started with 2000 for how many months? For 9 months. So for 9 months, his investment is 2000, but after 9 months, he invests 1000 more. So now his investment is 3000 for the last 3 months. Okay, so this is something we know about all of them. And now we'll write this in this ratio. Let me show you how. Okay, let's start with Mr. A. Mr. A, 3000 for 8 months, right? So remember, investment into the time period. His second investment is 2500 for the next 4 months. So 2500 into 4, right? So okay, this is about Mr. A. But what shall we do with these two datas, right? We'll be simply, guys, adding them, okay? We'll be adding them because this is for the same person A, okay? We added both the parts of investment of Mr. A. Same thing we shall do for Mr. B and Mr. C as well, okay? I told you about the data. So Mr. B started with 4000 for the first 7 months. So 4000 into, guys, 4000 into, we shall say 7, right? Then Mr. B withdrawn 1000. That means now his investment is 3000 for the last 5 months, right? Simple, okay? Now let's talk about Mr. C. Mr. C started with 2000 for the first 9 months. So we shall say 2000 into 9, okay? Then what? Then he, invests 1000 rupees more. That means now his investment is, 3000 for the last 3 months. Okay, this is how we shall find the ratio of the profits of A, B and C. Now what? We will try to simplify this, right? Guys, luckily this data is very simple. I took simple data because the main thing is to understand the concept. Calculation is not that difficult, always, right? So let's quickly do one thing. Let's do the simple calculation, okay? Simple data. 3000 into 8, 24,000. 25 into 4, 10,000. So 24,000, 10,000, we shall say, 34,000. All right, 34,000. Then what about Mr. B? 4,000 into 7, 28,000. 3,000 into 5, 15. 28 plus 15 is, 43,000. All right, 43,000 for Mr. B. Similarly, let's talk about Mr. C. So 2 into 9, 18. 3 into 3, 9. 18 and 9 is 27,000. All right, 27,000. Simple, guys, okay? So this is how we found the ratio of them. We can simplify this. 1,000 will be cancelled, and we shall say this is, 34 is to 43 is to 27. All right, so this is basically the ratio of the profits of Mr. A, B and C. And luckily, guys, we have the sum of their profits, 4160. Let me write this here, the sum of their profits. Okay, so basically in the end we can say that we have to distribute the total profit 4160 in the ratio of 34 is to 43 is to 27. should not be a difficult job, depends on the numbers as well. So guys, we do in the same way as you were doing before, taking the sum of it. So 43 plus 27 is 70, 70 plus 34 is 104, right? 104. So the sum is 104 in the assumption, but in the real is 4160. Okay, now you guys, if you observe, 104 and 416 can cancel out, can get cancelled out. 416 is actually 4 times 104, so this is rupees 40. So one of the assumption is rupees 40 of the real. So guys, it happens, in these questions, usually they give such kind of numbers which get cancelled like this. Okay, so we got 1 is 40, so we can easily found 34, 43 and 27 as well, right? So let's write the profit of Mr. A, which is how much, which is 34. 1 is equivalent to 40, so 34 is equivalent to how much? We shall say 34 into 40. Now 34 into 4 is how much? 120 plus 16. So 136 and 1360. Similarly, let's talk about the profit of Mr. B. It should be 43 into 40, right guys? 40 into 4 is 160. 3 into 4 is 12, right? So 160 and 12 is 172. That means 1720. And last is Mr. C. So 27 into 40. 27 twos is 54. 54 twos is 108. So 108 and one more 0. See, this is finally is the profit of all these people, Mr. A, B and C, and this is how we solve this wonderful and different kind of question. Now guys, question number 7, which is also very different, okay, and it works on the concept of the managing partner. Just a second guys. Okay, what is the concept of the managing partner, right guys? In managing partner concept, there are a few manager or managers, or you can say the partners, right, who also manage the business along with investing into the business, right? Means there are a few people who not only invest in the business, they also manage, or you can say work for the business, and because of this they get some extra income or extra commission. All right, such kind of partners are called managing partner or passive partner. Simple. Let me explain you with the help of this question, right? They are saying what? A and B started the business with rupees 45,000 and rupees 30,000 respectively. At the end of the year, out of the total profit, A received rupees 7,000, including 25% of the total profit as a commission, all right, for managing the business. Now, what amount did Mr. B receive, right? That's the question is. Okay. So, what happening here, guys? A received rupees 7,000, including the 25% of the total profit as his commission for managing the business. So, as I said, the managing partner gets some extra money because of managing the business, right? He will be getting the money because of investment as well. Remember, B has invested as well. Both have invested. But he will get some money because of managing into the business as well. Now, how this distribution, how this calculation is being done, right guys? So let me tell you one simple thing, okay? In these kind of question, right, the managing partner, for example, in this question, Mr. A, right, managing partner gets his commission first, right? Gets the commission first. जो भी इसको guys commission मिल रहा है, right? He will get the commission first, okay? And then the remaining profit, right? And then the remaining profit is divided. Among the people. Is divided among all the partners, right? Among all partners. How? The remaining money is divided among all partners like the actual concept, okay? Like the actual concept. What is the actual concept, guys? Remember the concept through which we are learning so far, the concept of simple partnership and compound partnership. All right. So first, Mr. B will get his commission because of managing. Mr. A, sorry, he is the managing partner, right? He will get the commission for managing the business, and then the remaining profit will be divided among all the partners in a similar way as we were doing so far, till question number 6. Okay. Now, how do we solve this? The problem is that we do not know the total profit, right? We just know the profit which A receives, by doing both the things, okay? But we do not know the total profit. So by the help of this, guys, we can actually find out the total profit, and we can also find out the total profit which B will receive as well. Let me show you how, right? The total profit first thing is not given, so we can assume something. We can assume in variables, we can also assume in numbers. It's always easy to assume in the numbers, especially when they are, giving some percentages as well. So I'll assume, the total profit in numbers as 100, okay? Let the total profit is 100. Why? Because B, A is getting 25% of the profit because of, as a commission. So it will be easy to calculate, right, guys? So let me write down the profit of Mr. A for what? For managing, okay, as a commission, we shall say, for managing, right? What is his profit? 25% of the total profit, right? So we can just write rupees 25 here, right? Because the total profit we have assumed as rupees 100, right, guys? Now, what is the remaining profit? Okay, the remaining profit we know is 100 minus 25, which should be obviously 75. Very obvious, right, guys? So now that remaining profit will be distributed among both A and B in a similar way as you have done so far, right? So guys, look at the question, right? Initially they were saying that A and B has invested the money, and they are saying A received this. By the end of the year, we have to find the amount which B receives. So one thing is sure, that they are investing for the same time period. Hence, we can say this is kind of a simple partnership, right? So the remaining profit of this business will be divided in the same ratio as it was being done in the simple partnership. That means the ratio of the investments of A and B. Simple, guys, right? And what is the investments of A and B? Look at the investment of A is rupees 45,000, and the investment of B is given to us 30,000, right? So what should be that ratio, guys? That ratio we shall say is equal to nothing but 3:2, right? So the profits of A and B has to be 3:2, right? And that will be given from the remaining profit, which was 75, right, guys? So we can say what? The remaining profit of A and B is 75, which must be distributed among A and B in the ratio of 3:2. Very simple calculation. Okay, guys, the calculation will be what? In such way, Mr. A will get 45, dividing 75 in the ratio of 3:2. Very simple thing. And Mr. B will get rupees 30, right, guys? And this, the profit which they are making for what? The first profit Mr. A was getting for managing the business, and this profit, both of them are making for investing into the business. This is for both A and B, right? Okay, this is the first time though I'm writing some extra things. You do not need to write so much when you are solving, obviously, right? So guys, what is the total profit which they are making? Let's go to the next slide, right? The total profit of Mr. A and of Mr. B. Let's discuss this. All right. Okay, one by one. The total profit of A. Remember, A, because of managing, 25, because of investment, 45, right? So we shall say rupees 25 plus rupees 45, which must be rupees 70, right? And what about Mr. B? Mr. B makes only 30 rupees, that too for investing, right? Okay, guys, so Mr. A makes 70 profit and Mr. B makes 30 profit, right? But remember, this is the assumption, right? This is all the assumption started with, assuming the total profit is 100. This is all the assumption. Now coming to the real things, guys. Okay, remember, in the reality, Mr. A gets rupees 7,000 as a total profit, right? So we shall say what? We assume, with the assumption, the profit of A came 70, but in the real, that is how much, guys? In the real, that is, let's write here 7,000, right? So 70 of the assumption is 7,000 of the real. That means 30 of the assumption must be 3,000 of the real, and that must be the final answer, as it is a profit of B as well. Okay, guys, we can also say the total profit in the real is 10,000, 7 plus 3, right? But the question was about Mr. B, so we can say yes, the profit which Mr. B has made is rupees 3,000. All right. So guys, this is how we did all the 7 wonderful applications of partnership. I've tried that I can tell you all the different varieties of this concept, right? Now, yes, this is something, now the next thing is what, that you have to practice different questions as well at home, right? I hope, guys, you got to learn something with this session. And yes, the main thing is obviously, practicing yourself as well. In the next video, when we're meeting, we'll be doing another concept of this chapter, and we'll be doing other chapters as well. Meanwhile, guys, you should keep working hard, keep practicing, keep studying. And yes, if you want to write something to us, if you want us to cover anything else for you, you can write in the chat, in the comment, right? If you want to give any feedback to this video, then also you can write in the comment. All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.